All right, guys, welcome to episode number 3 of Triple P. Well, number 3, Triple P, or like Frank Zapsky says, tree. Anyway, I'm here with longtime friend and colleague Enzo Ferrante, a.k.a. the Pizza Professore. Enzo, welcome. I'm so happy you took time out on your Saturday to come and do this. You know, the first couple people I'm picking them for sentimental and for very important and special reasons. We've known each other over 30 years, you and I. And the story I want to convey to people is how through the years, an immigrant like yourself has evolved throughout the years. From a basic pizza man in Freehold that I knew when I first met you.
It goes back before that.
Well, that's when I first met you, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was before that. But tell me about your passion for this, for the pizza industry first, how you started into it, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, I came over here in 1986 in the United States. I got to tell you, there was like, my first job, it was as a dishwasher in upstate New York in Binghamton. I did, quite a bit of those, and then, I came to Brooklyn. I met some beautiful people, and, the pizza,
the wheels started rolling.
It started to roll. I came from Italy as a pizza man also, but it was a different culture. So, going through the years, I just loved, to mix this culture together because I have one thing I have it's a lot of respect for the American pizzaiolis. Okay.
And another thing that makes you who you are, I see because I've followed you and I've been involved with you. I mean, first thing, let's do what's right before this really becomes like dirty dishwater.
That's right.
Let's do our salute. We got our beautiful Baccio espresso cups here. Salute.
Salute. And thank you for your hospitality.
Oh, my pleasure. Okay. My pleasure. So, like I was saying, the way it started out and stuff with the pizza, what I see with you is, and that's something I see in a lot of people that I admire, every little thing that you make, it's not about monetary reasons. It's the joy that you give to others with the product that you're putting out.
Absolutely. The more success you bring to the table, to bring to the people, and make it successful, that's that's very important because we always need somebody next to us. People that are self-made, it's not such a thing. You always need somebody next to you.
Right.
Then, inspires you. Gives you advice and other things in life.
So you continued on as a pizza man, and we're going to move fast because we have about 25 minutes.
Yes.
And then we break. But you moved on, and then you went into the sales end of it.
I did.
As we knew each other.
I did. Actually, my first job was, a company in South Jersey, Full Line Foods. And I worked, with a wonderful gentleman. Then today, that's why you never burn bridges.
Right.
Because today he's the director of performance food service. And we did basically a career together. That's where I started as a sales in 1986.
And then you went from Full Line Foods to Casablanca Imports.
Yes.
You came and remember we knew each other.
Yeah.
I said, Enzo, come on, we do restaurants, we'll expand to pizzerias. And we were both working with Nastasi Foods, which was a good friend. Joe Testa was a good friend of Vincenzo Rutigliano. Nina Tomatoes developed pasta. And we started working there. Boy, did we go through some hell.
Oh, my God.
Needless to say, we've been through the trenches.
Yeah, we did everything what was possible, to support our family. Deliveries, pizza making, help people,
go collect your own money so you can get paid at the end of the week.
That's
I mean, we've been through it all, but naturally, every little step, that's what I look at. I don't look at anything as a setback, and I have no regrets in my life, I'm sure like you, because every little stepping stone that we had brings us to where we are today.
Absolutely. I think then the more difficulty you pass in lifetime, the stronger you become and the more wise you become.
Well, we had a nickname for you too, because remember, once you got into the big companies, let me see, you were with Vesuvio, you were with Roma, You were with
No, I was full line from full line.
then
We
us.
worked a little bit together.
Together.
Okay, then we opened up a small facility, A&G Fine Foods. With,
A&G with Sal. Yeah, that's right.
And
Forgot
then
about that.
I worked with Sal for a long
That
time.
Graziella tomato was unbelievable.
And I got to tell you one thing. Then my signature pies. Okay. Comes from Salvatore because when I talk about Salvatore, I talk about the king of the mozzarella maker. So the signature pie, then today it's I bring to every spot in the United States. Okay, it was something that he invented. Not that he invented. It was a coincidence that we left a block of bacio cheese outside 24 hours. Okay, on the morning, we came in and we made this pizza. With the pinch, bacio, and we saw this creaminess, just spreading. I said, this is unbelievable. And since then, it became very, very popular. The pizza,
right?
The particular. So the combination between Italian and American culture
absolutely.
together,
Well, later on you'll taste a little combination of Italian and American culture. But going on with that, then you moved on to corporate America. So who was first? Who was your first victim? Then I'll tell you what your nickname was in the industry, because I was in and out of the
I hope
industry.
it's a good one.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So then I went to Roma. I went to Roma in 2003, something like that. I've been with them for a long time.
I know.
They know exactly where the business is going. Okay, when it comes to pizza business, and a few years ago, that's why I said in seminars, United States, a lot of respect. He gave me a really good opportunity in my life, because. Listen, it's not easy from dishwashing to corporate office.
Absolutely.
Okay,
And I remember, rest his soul, because I was at one time in my life, I was part of Roma too, when Mr. Piancone was there, and he used to talk about you with such humility and with such respect for you.
Yeah.
I mean, he told me he's like my son,
Yeah.
And he was another one, a man with $1 and a dream, and look what he created.
Unbelievable.
I mean, and we had quite a few of them. I went on to corporate America. I was East Coast Regional with Fontanini.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny because in the industry, when you were moving around a little bit, they used to call you.
No.
Yeah. But already somebody has that name in the industry. So you can't use that name.
No.
It's
somebody else in South Jersey.
It's South Jersey. You know exactly who I'm talking about. We won't say his name.
Yeah, we're not gonna say that.
But basically, you thirsted for that knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's why I have such a respect for you, and I hold you in such a high esteem.
Thank you.
And like when Frank Zapsky last week we were in Connecticut.
Yeah.
What was Andrea? I'm going to involve you. What was the first thing that he said to us? Who can I call for what?
He wanted to learn about who was an expert in dough.
Yeah.
In flour, actually.
In flour.
And I didn't even have to think right away. I said, I'll make the phone call right now. Enzo Ferrante. I said, the guy knows more. I mean, he's like a biologist for it. I mean, he knows the science of everything. And that's what I love about you.
Well, to me, it's important, okay, when you touch the product in the morning, to perform the product, the right way, okay?
Yeah.
It's not just going in the pizzeria and just give, food to, to the public. You have to really do it, the way, okay, then you have a passion, when you go in.
Passion, okay. And there really is a science.
I've been spreading the Bible of potassium bromate and bleaching for 30 years.
And look at all the people in New York that are bitching now.
Now, the people that used to say, I'm going to shut up my door, what are they going to do? They're really going to shut the door?
That's New York right now.
Now they got to learn, to do it, And it's not difficult, believe me, Because that product should never supposed to be there on the first place.
But I'm hearing all kinds of excuses too. I'm hearing, the potassium bromate in 550, 900 degree oven, it'll burn off. That's bullcrap.
No, it's absolutely.
It's bullcrap.
Yeah.
It's a carcinogen that's in there. And all I tell people, listen, people are going to do what people are going to do. I had one guy that I was watching, and we're in the pizza business for years, me and you. What do you think? He goes, well, I personally think it tastes better with the potassium bromate. but
It's got no taste.
you can't tell a taste. You can tell by the way the pizza
Right.
cooks, the lightness, the crispiness.
Yeah.
You can eat a half a pizza and you don't feel like
Right.
you're weighed down. That's the potassium bromate.
The originality. People really got to go on, on the bottle, off the bottle. Okay, and KRBO3. Okay, it's the manifest of potassium bromate.
Potassium bromate,
okay,
exactly, yeah.
It's manifest through a chemical system. Okay, and basically filtered. Okay, and crystallizing rocks. That's
Yeah.
how what it is, and then powdered and put it back. You don't need it.
Now, on the other side of it, I'm gonna speak. I speak candidly, and I've got people that love me, and I got people that hate me. There's no in between. There's no gray area with me because I call it the way I see it. But for all the years, and I've been in the pizza business a long time. I've been in the pizza business. I started with the Greek Connection when I was 14. I'm 64. I'm making pizza 50 years. So I don't give a crap who wants to tell me something. But that's the same way I was about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I was involved with coming around by you, and you said, "Why don't you come to my seminar?" And what happened?
I invited people just because sometimes to absorb information it's very, very difficult, as you know.
Absolutely.
Okay. So finally I convinced him to come in. Okay, and I had a couple of testimony, and
which I knew too.
Yeah, right.
And we all listen. All of us that grew up in pizza, that's what we learned. And I had initially with Enzo, I had that attitude.
Right.
I said, "What are you going to teach me?"
Right.
But you know what? I'm the type of guy that I basically, what's it going to hurt me? That's the way you got to look at it. How's it going to? And when I sat down, what happened? I was like, I was sitting in a revival.
Yeah.
Hail.
Because you had an open mind.
You have to be open-minded.
I had open information. Okay, you did absorb the information.
Yeah,
okay,
and I'm using your way of doing it, but I don't do everything the way you
exactly.
do. And you know what? A person that preaches and is closed-minded would tell you, no, you got to do it this way.
Right.
You got to use agave. You got to use this. Enzo said, no, the flour's clean. Just be careful what you put in it because sugar's not clean. Okay?
Right.
So there's reasons behind everything else. And little by little, I am learning how to perfect it more. But I had a guy, and I want your opinion because I value it. I'm watching on YouTube, I'm not mentioning no names, and the guy is from New York, and he goes, well, I'm going to keep everybody happy. I'm going to do with potassium bromate, I'm going to do without. Now, we've both been in the pizza business. How's that going to work?
It's not going to work. Because I tell you one thing, okay? People contradict themselves, okay, on the product making, okay? But if you use a clean product as flour, and then you go to tomato, and tomato maintains sodium chlorides and citric acid, you're contaminating automatically.
But no, this guy was going to make one dough with potassium bromate and one without. But how are you going to know what's what?
Yeah.
And what are you going to make? 2 different doughs?
We have people that mix, the national brand with imports.
Yeah.
In no sense.
No, it's absolutely right. If you listen, apples got to go with apples. Pears got to go with pears. If you're gonna, it's like you're contradicted. Like you said, you contradict yourself. You can't use both. It's either you're going to be clean or you're going to be filthy.
Right. Right.
But listen, I got to say, to me, that was the biggest. I noticed a big difference.
Yeah.
And people that are open-minded and will listen to it. Listen, New York, it's coming. New Jersey, get ready. We're right behind it. Yeah. So if you're not with the program and you're not studying, you're going to be in trouble because we are the only country in the world that this crap is legal. And listen, I'm under the impression, and I'm pretty much going to go out on a limb and say that Big Pharma here dictates our country, and they want us to be fat, which I am, unhealthy, which I am, and sick, which I've been. But you know what? You gotta rise up to that, and you gotta do what's clean and what's healthy for your body, for your family. And now we went on one item, but that's something we could talk 10 sessions about that. With that being said, Enzo, this is what he does. He goes out, he preaches clean product, and this is what he's evolved to. I mean, like I said, we go back a long way when Enzo was a mere pizza man with a lot of great ideas.
Yeah.
And then we went to sales, and now he's evolved to this. And like I said, anybody that's watching this that's in the business that's not sure, contact us. We set something up with Enzo. He's more than willing to go out
Absolutely.
and educate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And believe me, you'll notice the difference. If you do a blind taste test from the old way and the new way, you're going to notice that the new way wins every time, and you feel better with it.
Listen, when you complicating things, okay, you complicated things for people's life.
Right.
Making pizza, it's not a scientifically a difficult things. You know what I mean? It's make a good dough, with a good hydration. Make sure then you use a good yeast. Okay. Make sure then you use not citric acid tomato. Okay. A good cheese.
Now explain to people.
And then I tell them just grate the cheese. Make sure that it's a pecorino romano.
DOP.
And not sawdust. Okay. Because whatever you created, and then you put the things on top, they kind of pecorino, what I'm talking about, fillers and things like that. It will change the whole concept.
I'm going to be honest with you. If I ever were to do pizza again, I'm not doing pizza that's already pre-shredded. Even that with my favorite ones, I did it with. I'm not going to lie. My favorite cheese of choice is Baccio. I stand behind it. They stand behind me. They sponsor me, and for our pizza. What's it called now, Andrew? See, this guy's got me all... Pizza Brawl. We have to call it Pizza Brawl so I don't get sued again. But anyway, they sponsored us, and it's a product that, in the beginning, I didn't choose to use it. I was using another one, which I'm not going to knock it. It's a great product, too. But I moved to the land of happy cows, and I love it. I love it. But I've tasted it now, being with you, pulled, and I'd rather use the block than the shredded.
Sometimes, people also, they're confounding, things than, out of the refrigeration, and put it right on top of the pizza.
Everything's got to sit.
Everything's got to sit. Mother Nature controls by himself, okay? You have to have patience. Okay, because listen, I'm not a wine drinker. Okay, but people that drink wine, they open up the bottles 2 hours prior.
Absolutely,
okay?
Especially if you're drinking something.
The cheese is the same way. Parmigiano Reggiano, Grana Padano, Pecorino Romano. You have to let it,
It's
breathe,
everything.
Breathe.
You're going to meat.
Okay.
A good steak. You're not going to take a prime age steak out of the fridge and throw it in the grill. It's got to sit before and it's got to sit after. So the chemical reaction works where when you cook that product, it's going to respond the proper way. Also, we're going to go into one final thing. We want to talk a little bit more about Enzo, the person.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, what part of Sicilia you come from. Let everyone know who you really
so
are.
we did, the first chapter, if you remember. I was born in Palermo, okay. My father immigrated in the 70s, okay. I'm going to make it a little bit shorter, okay. So I went through, a lot of waves. Okay, I call them waves, but good waves. Okay, because they brought me the strength. Okay, and everything else. So in the 70s, my father immigrated in Germany. We opened up, a store. I was stationed in Naples. Okay, in 1981.
Now, this was the Navy you were in?
No, I was in the Army.
Army.
I landed, a place. Okay, then really the culture of of pizza making. Okay, to me. Okay.
Napoli.
It is, really. Okay. That's why I got a lot of respect, people that go in at 9 o'clock in the morning to come out. Okay. They don't have time, in the nighttime. Okay.
Yeah.
So serve the army in the, in the daytime. In the nighttime, I used to go help, people. And, I met, some very interesting people. I met beautiful people. I met a lot of friends. Okay. It took me to a world, and I was like, completely, different. Okay?
Well, look at how the United States has evolved. What you're saying, a lot of people knock the Italian pizza. Now everybody's starting to evolve to that.
No.
I remember back in the day when I was working with the Greek Connection, we're lucky that our hydration was 50. It wasn't even 50. Back in the day, we're lucky. Now, my basic pizza I was making was 64% hydration. We got Napoletan pizza is 80% hydration.
A good, I think Neapolitan pizza, it's a 62 and a half. Okay, that's they stand. Also, they have some good schools in Naples, but. To me it was very important, okay, to take that, the kind of culture, because, I spent some time in Naples, okay, and, when I came over here in the United States, I saw, the product from California, as the California, tomato, it's extremely sweet and good.
Yes, it is.
So I said to myself, I said, wow, you bring this culture together, okay? The Italian tomato, plum, and some crushed tomato from California, mix it, okay? As you know, my ingredients are very, very simple. Okay?
That's the way it should be.
You're complicating things as like, if you have fresh garlic, what do you should use? Okay, granulated garlic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, if you have fresh oregano, why you use a dehydrated product? If you have a substance, okay, they are very good for you, for your soul. Use the fresh ones, okay. So that's where I developed, my Italian American culture. I am like an ambassador between Italy and United States, okay, because I have a lot of respect for, the American, pizza makers, a lot. In 1900s, okay, when the first pizzeria, Lombardi, opened up in the United States, okay. Let me tell you, that worked. As the, in Naples, that worked also in South Italy, okay, in Sicily, whatever the case is, okay. But today, I think then, the crisscross is getting better, okay, between, the American pizza makers and the, Italian pizza makers, okay. It's a lot of influence.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's what I like, what they do in this era.
All right, Enzo. So with this being said, we're going to take a short break.
Yeah.
We'll identify our sponsors. I'd like to thank Vesper Vodka and PFG Roma Foods. We're going to take a little break.
Yes, sir.
And when we come back, I'm going to pay a little homage to you with a little bit of food that I did. I've made a pasta alla norma with my twist to it.
My favorite.
Again, Italian-American and sfincione, Siciliano, Italian-American twist.
Yes.
So we'll be back in a little bit. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we're back. So, as you can see, we have some finished product, and the way we do every show, the last segment, we break a little bread together and we pay a tribute to our guest, which I hope I paid you a good enough tribute.
Very unbelievable.
Just a little taste.
Thank you for your hospitality. It's incredible.
Pasta alla norma. With, it's the traditional dish, but I gave it a little bit of my twist. Like I showed Enzo what I did. I naturally fire roasted my eggplant, seasoned with extra virgin and a little pinch of Sicilian oregano, and then I incorporated it into my basic garlic sauce. So with that being said, let's taste. Cheers.
Excellent.
You see how you taste the tomatoes, taste the garlic.
I can taste Sicily. Pasta alla norma.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's basically that little bit of ricotta salata that gives it that natural salty savoriness.
Very good.
And what else do you taste? When you're finishing it, what do you taste at the end? You taste that olive oil?
Olive oil.
Wow.
Very good. Excellent.
It's one of my favorite dishes.
Very good. Excellent.
When you texted me this, I was like, oh, this is right in my wheelhouse.
One of my favorite, I don't eat a lot of pasta, but when I do, this is one, of my favorite. This and anellette siciliana.
Oh, anellette siciliana.
Pasta al forno.
Pasta al forno.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go l'uovo dentro, everything. Oh, that's good. A little bit of salami. I love it. Okay. So this was my little treat to you.
Yeah.
You had said sfincione originally. Yeah. This is a cross between Italian and American, but you'll notice the dough
I like
is
that.
nice and light. So
I like that.
One for you, my friend.
Thank you.
And I'm going to taste one too.
Chin chin.
Chin chin. Oh my God. It's light.
Very good.
Right? It tastes like a sfincione. Only
I like it, with caciocavallo on top like that, a little bit twist into it,
But you can taste all the ingredients. I mean, the
Very
dough.
good.
Thank you, Juan at Lucia's. I didn't have time to make the dough. He's a fellow clean product worker, and I know he really does his leavening the right way. So he came through with dough for me. The tomato sauce, I incorporated. Normally we would push the caciocavallo and anchovies in. But you can taste a little bit of the anchovy.
Yeah.
You taste the onions.
I taste the dough, then it's so good.
It's unbelievable. You taste the fermentation in it.
And the crispness on the end is just unbelievable. Very good. Excellent.
I'm loving this. I got to start making this more often. I haven't had. When you said that, I was determined I'm going to do it. And I've been running around. We've been in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I was backed up with work with my business on Thursday and yesterday, but we made it happen. It's a great product.
Veramente eccezionale.
Yeah.
Bellissima.
Troppo bello.
Yeah.
So anyway, we took a little tour on our history together and your history.
Yeah.
Basically, like I said, what we did, we took a little Epicurean tour into your part of Sicilia. What would you like in the closing ends people to remember and if you had your legacy, what's your legacy? What do you want people to remember you for?
Well, our new generation is the one that it's going to pick up, our information, and it's going to put them in another level, okay? What I like about the new generation, okay, then they have really listened to the information than the old-timers have it, okay? Another things that I really like, these two worlds, they're getting together with the pizza men, okay, the Italian and the American, okay? Now I can see a lot of respect in between, and this is something that I would like remembered, in the long run.
That you had a big part in it.
I had a big part, and if I can go on and teach more, that's my passion. But that's what I like it.
And you know what? I'm 100% behind you because I'm seeing the evolution too. Like we do our pizza brawl. We're going into this year. It's going to be our third year, and actually, this year is going to be a surprise. Everyone, listen, we're going to start really promoting it. It's Monday, September 28, 2026 at the Pavilion in Seaside. This year, along with our New Jersey finalists, we have 3 from Connecticut that are going to be, we're going to show you guys our reviews in Connecticut that we did, and we'll be announcing within the next week or a couple weeks,
Beautiful.
we'll be announcing our winners. So we're going to have 3 from Connecticut. And then we're going to move on to next year. We're going to invite New York.
Beautiful.
Little by little, we're trying to bring the community to the,
Together.
basically the tri-state area and the East Coast. So with that being said, it's been a pleasure having you.
Always.
Pizza Brawl, you're definitely got to make sure you clear your calendar. You have to be there this year because I started telling people you might be one of the judges again this year. So if we can make that happen, and we got to try to get one more surprise judge. I've got a couple nice ones lined up, but on behalf of myself, Andrea, this has been more than an honor for me because
Thank you.
I don't just consider you a colleague; I consider you like my brother.
Of course,
we go back so far. And I'm just glad to have you.
Yeah, many years. I always thank you for your hospitality. It's no discussion. I want to thank Andrea. Okay, to do always a great job. Okay, and follow him. He's he inspires people. What you do, okay, it's amazing. Okay,
thank you. I appreciate
to bring
it.
people together.
I try.
Okay, and promote small business. That's what we do for a living. And thank you again.
This podcast, basically, it tells what food is all about.
Yeah.
Food creates love, happiness, and memories.
That's right.
And that's what that's what we're trying to bring to people. That's why at the end of our segment, we break bread.
Yep.
I try to pay tribute to my guest, which hopefully I done you justice.
Oh my God! You're amazing.
And with that being said, it's the end of episode number 3. This is Chef Umberto with the Pizza Professore Enzo Ferrante. Thank you for joining in to Triple P. Tante belle cose.
Ti voglio bene.